Let them talk, keep them talking. Hey, we're gonna keep them talking. Got a lot more coming. We're gonna keep them talking. Laugh when they're talking, yeah. We've got a lot more coming.
Go ahead, you're live.
Okay, a very good evening to you, St. Lucia, and the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. Also those listening in the diaspora, London, England, US of A, especially New York. Welcome to the third episode of Speak On It, right here on Hitz FM 92.1 and 91.1 FM. We are also live on the Facebook page of Hitz FM and UTV Facebook page, and also stream live on television at UTV channel 124. We have a lot of information to share with you this evening, and I'll be hearing from you when you will have the opportunity to call and speak on it at 489-4781. You can give us a call here at 489-4781 as soon as I open the live. Before we proceed, I'd like to take this opportunity to shout some of our regular listeners to the program on Facebook. Happy Angel, Shuma Lawrence, especially Dawn McDonald over in the US of A. New York, she's always locked on. And I want to say a very good evening to you guys and welcome to another episode of Speak On It on 92.1 and 91.1. So we will commence tonight's program by listing a number of different projects currently being undertaken in the different constituencies around the island. And allow me to reiterate that this program is based solely on providing the information to the public on the government's achievements and projects. So you won't find this program to be a program of méprisant and calling of names and going into people's dirty closets and bringing out their business. So this program, again, it is solely for the information to be provided on the government's achievements as well as the projects being undertaken and the policies that are undertaken by this government. So this evening we're going to focus on 3 constituencies on the projects that are being done as of this moment. We're going to focus on the constituency of Ancillary Canneries, which is represented by the Honorable Minister of Tourism, Information and Broadcasting, the Honorable Dominic Fede. And he is forging ahead with the rehabilitation of the Vanna playing field, and the talented sportsmen and women from the community deserve this project. So as of this moment, the Vanna playing field is being rehabilitated by the district rep, Dominic Fede, and they are well in the advanced stages of that project. Also, in the constituency of Ancillary Canneries, the Blackstone construction of a major retaining wall is currently being undertaken, and this phase of the project is near completion. And once it is completed, the contractors will be moving to the final phase, which will be dealing with the resurfacing of the road. So the Blackstone construction of a retaining wall is being completed as of this moment. And as soon as this is done, you will find that the road will be resurfaced, and the people of Blackstone will have a brand new road this year. Also happening in the constituency of Ancillary Canneries as of this moment, the Early Childhood Center in Jacmel. The Early Childhood Center in Jacmel is in advanced stages as of this moment, and that work is being undertaken by the Honorable Dominic Fede, providing early childhood development for the people of Jacmel. Also in the constituency of Ancillary Canneries, we have the health center in Ancillary, which is currently being constructed. It is in its advanced stage, and that health center will bring the much needed relief for the people of Ancillary. So again, we want to thank the government of St. Lucia and its parliamentary rep for this constituency for going on continuing to provide the people of his constituency projects which will relieve them as they go about their daily lives. Again, congratulations to Honorable Dominic Fede. He has worked for the constituency of Ancillary Canneries. There has never been a parliamentary representative who has worked as hard as Honorable Dominic Fede has worked for his people. And he might be getting a lot of flack lately, but the work continues. He continues to press on for his people and as well as St. Lucia on a whole. So again, congratulations to the Honorable Dominic Fede for providing or giving to the people what was promised in the last election. Another constituency we will be focusing on is the constituency of Micoud North. And as of this moment, the Micoud Early Childhood Development Center is currently under construction. The Micoud Early Childhood Development Center. Earlier last week, the contracts recently was signed for more road improvement projects in Micoud North, Patience, Monrepo, Micoud Village. Work will soon commence on the Patience Monrepo Link Road project and the Micoud Village Road reconstruction projects. So far, the people of Monrepo, or rather Micoud North, have seen road rehabilitation of the construction of the Wen Road, the Sesson Descott Drive rehabilitation, the Hillview Road rehabilitation, the new extension road phase 1 and 2, as well as phase 3. The concrete road leading to Prale Community Center was rehabilitated, and also the rehabilitation of St. Mary Road. So we have seen quite a lot of progress happening in the constituency of Micoud North by the elected Honorable Parliamentary Representative, Honorable Gail T.C. Rigobert. And as well, going on in Micoud right now is the Micoud Wellness Center, which is in progress, and as well as the turf field in Micoud, which is currently being constructed. So in Micoud North, we see quite a lot of development is happening in that constituency. So when you hear the people on the other side speak that absolutely nothing is being done in the country, that is a lie. And the people have seen it for themselves. They are in the constituency. They know what is going on. So we just allow the Labour Party supporters to talk while we continue to work, because we only know how to work. Another constituency we will be focusing on this evening is the constituency of Micoud South. Micoud South, which is where the parliamentary representative, the Honorable Prime Minister Alan Michael Chasney, is representing. And as of right now, the construction of the Spring Road is in its final phase, which should be completed this week in Micoud South. There's a video in circulation where residents of Spring Road express how satisfied they are of the work being done by the contractor, our very own Mr. Collins Lynch. And I would like to big up Mr. Lynch on the work that he is doing down there in Micod South. Congratulations to you, Mr. Lynch. You always do a fantastic job whenever you are called upon. And we want to thank you for providing the people of Micod South this the road reconstruction down there. Also being undertaken in the constituency of Micod South, we have the Blanchard Road construction of drains and surfacing, which will be done after. So the drains are currently being done right now, and after the drains are completed, you will have the surfacing of the road being done after. So the people of Blanchard will be receiving a brand new road in the coming months. There's also the Blanchard Multipurpose Center, who's as of right now being constructed, the Children's Park in Tiroche, as well as the completion of the 4 Nathaniel Road. So the 4 Nathaniel Road is being completed as of this moment in Micod South. Also, the part of Leslie Road in Blanchard is also being constructed. Part of Leslie Road in Blanchard is also being constructed. Also, the drainage work on T. Rocher Blanchard Road is currently being constructed as well. So we have quite a lot of road rehabilitation being done, and the new early childhood development centers being constructed in different constituencies as of this moment. And we await for these projects to be completed to serve the community at large. In the constituency of Grosile, I'd like to add that the Moshi Childhood Development Center is currently doing the finishing touches to that institution, and very soon they will be having the grand opening of that center, and that was under the leadership of the Honorable Leonard Spider Montud. So when you hear the Labour Party is saying "Ayen pa ka fet, Saint Lucie, chaste pa ka fet ayen ban nou," well, if you call that nothing, you ain't seen nothing yet. If you call all this work and all what that have been done before nothing, you ain't seen nothing yet, because we have more to come. We are working for the people of St. Lucia. This is why we were elected into Parliament on June 6, 2016, and we will continue to work. We are not phased, we are not moved by all the noise on the other side, and that is the modus operandi of the St. Lucia Labour Party and its supporters. They instill fear in our people, they provide a lot of misinformation to our people, and this is my main reason here, to provide you with the information that is needed. So when you hear the noise on the other side, you will be able to say that this and that is being done. So we will take our first break as of this moment. We will pay the bills here at Hitz FM, and we will be right back with more information on what is happening in St. Lucia. We'll be right back with Speak On It. Stay tuned.
Boy, I heard Mobs got his results back. You know he has corona for true? Gassa, I not even going close to it. I saw his mother by the market this morning, and I hid behind a car to avoid her.
You should not discriminate against people who are suspected or diagnosed with corona. Besides, his mother does not have corona. She did the 14 days of quarantine and never got the symptoms.
You can take your precautions, but don't discriminate. Keep in mind, any one of us can become infected with corona.
That's why I'm so scared. Keep all of them away from me.
We are all St. Lucians. We all must come together in this fight.
We should all play our part as soldiers for St. Lucia.
The virus does not discriminate, so why should we?
Managing this virus is already changing so much of our daily lives. Let's not let it affect our unity as a nation.
Let's all be soldiers for St. Lucia.
Protect yourself by following the protocols.
But don't discriminate.
I never saw it that way, you know.
Me neither.
We are all fighting this war. Together, we can win.
Est ou ni yon sak ki prepare epi zafè ou important le ou ka prekoui an tan cyclone. Kopi originel 4 NIS ou, 4 santé ou, 4 identité nationale ou, papier ou medou. Faut placer un petit sac koglo pasantwe, boss dan ou, produit pour tirer dan. Savon ek d'autres petits bagay qui à base popte. Oui med papier docteur ou, epi produit. Est ou ni yon sak ki prepare epi zafè ou important le ou ka prekoui an tan cyclone. Kopi originel 4 NIS ou, 4 santé ou, 4 identité nationale ou, papier ou medou. Faut placer un petit sac koglo pasantwe, boss dan ou, produit pour tirer dan. Savon ek d'autres petits bagay qui à base popte. Oui, med papier docteur ou, et puis produit nécessaire pour ménage condition chronique. Ça est important. Pour moun qui a vivre et puis condition comme diabète, pressure, malche et puis cancer, préparez corps et puis rete préparé. Commission ça là, qu'arrive bonne volonté, ministre santé.
Welcome to the entertainment nation on steroids. UTV and Hitz FM, sinking the eyes and the ears of tomorrow today. Not only can you see it, you can feel it. Airing on channel 124 or tune into radio 92.1 FM is Trisha Lionel in the morning at 11. Also airing live with Lisa and the ever controversial Revolution with Christopher Hunt. That's right, we don't do it normal. Stay locked in with UTV and Hitz FM, channel 124 and 92.1 FM. UTV, TV for you.
Keep talking. Let them talk, keep them talking. Hey, we're gonna keep them talking.
We are back, St. Lucia, with Speak On It. Thank you for staying tuned to Hitz FM 92.1, 91.1, and also Underground TV, UTV, channel 124. Okay, so we're going to move on to our another segment of the show this evening, which I've named it the Last Mutty segment. The Last Mutty segment. Okay, so last week, Monday, I made mention of the economic growth under this United Workers' Party administration versus the economic growth under the Labour Party government 2016 to 2020 and 2011 to 2015 respectively. I am one individual which have always spoken from a place of facts, and have always stated that the facts can never be argued. My integrity, that I will never put on the line. So once I provide information on this platform here, is information that I can back up. Okay, so whilst watching, well, I don't watch Christopher's show, but I got a lot of clips sent out with reference to the economic growth that the United Workers' Party have received during its tenure, as well as the economic growth on the Labour Party. So I went ahead and do my homework, and reviewing the economic review document, and that document was not presented by me. I was not the one who wrote it. It was written by the Ministry of Finance, the same Ministry of Finance which worked under the St. Lucia Labour Party. So they cannot say that it is only United Workers' Party individuals. So it's shown, the document that I came across from the economic review reflects the economic growth in St. Lucia from 2012 to 2019. And on the screen, as it is being displayed right now, you can see the economic growth being shown in 2012 on the label. It was minus 0.1%. 2012, it was minus 0.1%. That is after receiving it from 2011 to 4.3%, it went down to a minus 0.1%. In 2013, it went to a minus 2.0%. And like I said again, I was not the one who wrote that information. In 2014, it was minus 1.3%. Minus 1.3%. And in 2015, it went down to its lowest, as it was in 2012, of 0.1%. That is the statistics, the information that is received from the economic review by the performance of the St. Lucia Labour Party during its tenure in government. That is not the information that was written by Kenesha. It was written by the employees at the Ministry of Finance. So in 2016, after the Alan Chasney administration came into power, in 2016, we had an economic growth of 3.4%. Let me reiterate, 3.4%. In 2017, it was 3.5%. 3.5%. In 2018, it was 2.6%. And in 2019, which was our worst year, which was better than their best year, was 1.7%. 1.7%. And this is factual information. That is not information that came from my bag. It came from the Ministry of Finance, the Statistics Department. Okay, so we have provided with the information here. I'd like to say good evening to some people who are under the live. Traveling Border Platte, Libert Stephen, Tamara Maffray, Yulene Jean-Baptiste. Thank you for tuning in to Hitz FM. Speak on it. They just call me a Bajan deportee. You know, sometimes you have to laugh at these people. They can't argue anything that you say, but they tend to go down the route of the name calling and méprisant and doing going into your closet and take out all information, fabricated information that they may have. But let me say this to y'all. Nothing that is ever said to or about Kenesha can never phase, can never bring me down, can never touch me. I'm a child of God, and I am blessed. And you can say whatever you want about me. I am the only person to write my book. No one can write my book for me the way that I can. So I leave you guys to fight among yourselves on the live. But I want to thank you for taking the time out and listening to the information, listening to factual information presented on this show here. Thank you. Welcome. You are raising up the viewership, and we want to thank you for that again. So it is now 6:29. We're going to open the telephone lines. Please, when you call, let us speak on the issues. Let us speak on the information that are provided in an amicable way. No disrespect, or you will be disconnected with no boundaries. Okay, so we're going to start with the phone calls here at 489-4781. Call us and let us speak on it. Speak on what I've mentioned here this evening, and we will be more than happy to take your call. Please call us and let's speak on it. 489-4781. Okay, one information that came in this evening, a total of 308 rather, negative tests came in this evening from the COVID center, the response center, and all of those tests were negative. And that is in response to the young lady which from the call center who worked in St. Lucia and traveled to St. Vincent, which they found her positive for COVID-19. And in another story later on today, I received that the lady was never tested positive for the virus. She did test negative. So that is information that we have to be careful how we put it out there. And so St. Lucia is once again freed from the dangerous virus COVID-19, but we just want to continue. Okay, we have a call coming in. Let's take this call. Good evening, caller. Welcome to Speak On It. How may I help you?
Hi, good evening. I noticed the question. Hi, good evening. Are you hearing me?
Good evening.
Hello.
Okay, we're having some difficulties. If you can call me back. Oh, here. Okay, so call us now, 489-4781, 489-4781. And as I was saying, that the tests, all tests came back from the call center, the contact tracing, all of those tests came back negative. And we want to thank God for having those tests back in negative, because if in any instant those tests were positive, we would have a dilemma here in St. Lucia. So we want to have and encourage persons to continue practicing social distances, continue wearing your mask in out in the open, and let us all protect ourselves and our loved one from this deadly virus. Okay, so again, I urge you to call us here at 489-4781 so we can speak on it.
Keep talking. Let them talk, keep them talking. Hey, we're gonna keep them talking.
Okay, thank you for calling. Welcome to Speak On It.
Hi, good evening. Are you hearing me better now?
Yes, I'm hearing you clearly. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm following the news, the feed, and I saw a question in the comment that intrigued me a bit. So I just want to pose that question with regards to the state of the economy prior to COVID, because based on the information shared, it showed a decline even prior to COVID-19. And so whilst we speak about how well the economy had been doing, the question is, why was there a notable decline in the period pre-COVID? Is it because the government had already sensed COVID coming, and so the economy started giving us these hints before it actually got there? Can you just shed some light on that, please? I'm going to listen via the program for the response.
Okay, thank you for calling. Have a good evening. Okay, so she made mention that the economy was on the decline before COVID-19. I have no information. I have no data which shows this. If you are able to provide me or to show me as to where the economy was on the decline, then I'll be more than happy to go ahead and provide you with that information, okay? So thank you for calling. We're continuing to accept your calls at 489-4781, 489-4781. Whilst we wait on the call, we're going to speak on the income support program. Late last week, we saw thousands of St. Lucians receiving the promised income support from the government. And there is a short clipping on the Prime Minister's page. I am going to go ahead and play this short clipping of the promise checks to going out to St. Lucians.
Thousands of St. Lucians have begun receiving the promised income support from the government of St. Lucia, which forms part of the Social Stabilization Plan. The plan, announced by Prime Minister Honorable Alan Shastney, provides support to St. Lucians who are non-contributors to the National Insurance Corporation, but have lost their livelihood or income as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. The government approved over $20 million to support these sole traders and self-employed St. Lucians in their time of need as part of the national response to the COVID-19 pandemic. As citizens received their direct deposits and checks for $1,500 this week, it was quite an emotional and joyous day for some, as they explained how the funds would assist them and their families.
I'm just grateful for the help, because at this present time in our operation, things has really not been good. I think it was from late February, I have not been working. I have not drive a dime. So to get this little help, as small as it is, I am grateful. I'm very grateful to government for coming up with such idea. And I believe everybody who is a recipient today should express a measure of gratitude for that small help. As small as it is very, very important, and it is very good. At least we can cover a little hole. And I'm very grateful for it.
I'm very happy to finally have it, because, as you know, things are a little tight, and I'll be able to pay some bills and eat some food, basically. Well, the process was a long one. I mean, a lot of us thought we were going to get it, before, and then now that it's here, so make best use of it.
It was a promise and they deliver, so I feel good. Oh, our daily necessity, it's small, but, it helps.
I am so elated, I use a very high word, and so happy and grateful. It will go a very long way. That's why I'm so proud to show off my check from my government. I thank you. And I hope all other vendors get the little check as well, especially the people with children and the elder folks. Oh, it will go such a long way. I'm a vendor and I really do need it, and I appreciate it. I also have my rent to pay. I'm so grateful. I paid for it and I thank God.
The government of St. Lucia also took the decision to extend the deadline for the applications in order to reach more people adversely affected by COVID-19. The new deadline for applications for the income support program for non-NIC contributors is July 30th, 2020. Director of Implementation, Mrs. Nancy Charles, was on hand to explain how the program has been going so far.
The government, as part of its social stabilization program, made available $24 million to self-employed persons. So most of our persons who have been impacted by COVID, our vendors, taxi drivers, jet ski operators, we have persons from various backgrounds that we are providing that support to. The first set of payments went out last week to persons who gave their bank accounts, and as we indicated, check payments now are being made today at the Castro City Council for the first batch of about 100, a little over 100 of them, so we're making check payments to them today. We had a lot of internal issues to sort out. Additionally, we had to wait for the passage of the appropriation bill. We also had some challenges with the bank account numbers and the reconciliation with the banks, but finally it is here. So from last week we have quite a few taxi drivers and vendors and other persons who receive payments via the bank, and today we have another batch of persons who are receiving payments. It will be a continuous process, so we have another batch being processed this week via the bank, and hopefully next week those who will be getting check payments, we will resume the payments right here at CCC at a date and time that we will be giving to those persons.
Applications must be electronically completed on the Government of St. Lucia website, www.govt.lc, and may be accessed from a computer or mobile phone. St. Lucians are reminded to put in the correct information, their account numbers, and all relevant banking information when filling out the form to speed up the process. The Government of St. Lucia remains committed to ensuring St. Lucians receive support during this crisis. Reporting for the Office of the Prime Minister, I am Nicole MacDonald.
Okay, so in the short VNR, what you have seen is people expressing how thankful they are to the government of St. Lucia for going ahead and providing the much needed relief of that $1,500, especially in this tumultuous time. The support was for non-contributors to the National Insurance Corporation who lost their livelihood as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, and these persons were there were taxi drivers, vendors, tour guides, restaurant operators, jet ski operators, agro-processors, hairdressers, musicians as well, barbers, construction workers, small bars, and other soul traders. Sorry. So there was there have been an extension in the deadline for persons who have lost their job during the time and they are currently not paying NIC until the deadline has been extended until July 31st, 2020. July 31st, 2020. So if you have not gone ahead and apply for the income support program, I encourage you to go ahead and do so. Okay, we have a call coming in from Barbados. I see the area code 1246. Let's take this call. Good evening and thank you for calling Speak On It. Go ahead and make your contribution.
Hi, I am going back on the question the lady asked. You asked her for proof that the country wasn't going down. If that is not the truth, how come a bare weeks after we had the corona, the government was saying that they did not have money to pay the civil servants?
Is that your question? Hello? Okay, we lost that caller. Her credit might have ended, but you can always give us a call back here at 489-4781 so we can speak on it. 489-4781. Again, good evening to those in the Facebook, under the Facebook Live. Any question that you may have, you can go ahead and contact us here on Speak On It, and we will go ahead and do just so. Okay, we have a comment made by Traveling Border Plat on the Facebook Live, where she said, Kanisha, didn't the government take a loan to pay civil servants in December? The governments have always been taking loans to pay civil servants. Okay, I'm hearing, we're getting this other call again from Barbados. Thank you. Good evening. Thank you for calling. Good evening. Thank you for calling.
Hi, my credit did not run out because I'm calling you from my landline. I find for a host, you are very unmannerly.
Okay, that was expected, so I had to end this call. Go ahead and end this call. You see, that's their modus operandi. When they cannot get what they want, they go ahead under that route. So let's take this call. Good evening. Thank you for calling. Speak on it.
Yes, good day. I just want to clarify something there. I just want to know why is only when election season starts, the government is highlighting what they do. Why they not showing it annually? This is my issue with government. This is not about the party. This is my issue with government, particular government. And this election, it will have a lot of surprise, because trust me, we are coming to St. Lucia just to vote. It's not about the money, because you can see there is St. Lucian out there. And when we come to St. Lucia to vote, we come to better St. Lucia. That is all I have to say for now. Thank you.
Okay, you made mention that the government only show their projects that are being done as we are in our fourth year. If you are okawa with what has been going on, especially in the social media world, we have always gone ahead and show the people of St. Lucia what this United Workers' Party have been doing. These have been going on from the very first year that we were in office. We have always gone ahead, and these projects that were listed are not election gimmick. These projects have been in the pipeline. So it is not a fact that because election is next year that the government is coming out and providing information on what has been done. It is not so. These projects have always been in the pipeline, and we have always gone ahead and show the people of St. Lucia what we're working with. Let's take this call. Good evening. Thank you for calling. Speak on it.
Hi, good evening, Kanisha. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Not too bad.
Great.
I'm currently a floating voter, right? And I basically just want to find out as much as possible I can get in terms of politics and politicians before I make my decision. So I'm a bit nervous. It's my first time calling a radio station or anything.
Okay, can you repeat that? I lost some of the things that you said. Can you repeat that?
I said I'm a floating voter, and I'm basically learning about the politics and the politicians and our history and everything about St. Lucia. I make my decision. I want to ensure I make the right decision. I was wondering, the called prior, and she asked a question. Are you able to answer it? I'm not too sure if you are able to give facts about it, because like I said, I want to ensure I listen to every talk show and every question being asked about St. Lucians and listen to them for my feedback, basically.
Okay, well, the young lady who called earlier on, she made mention of information or data that is reflecting that St. Lucia was in an economic crisis before COVID-19. We have no information relating to this. So I asked her if she does have anything apart from what we have. She is more than welcome to provide that to me as well as the people of St. Lucia.
Okay. Yeah. And another point I want to make, because a lot of young people are looking at you, the future politicians or politics people, is that, like, as you try to answer as many questions as possible, even if you can't answer a question, you just say, maybe I'll come back and I will provide information later, because, I mean, not answering questions, it leaves doubt in my mind as to where to go, where to vote, you know what to do for the next elections.
Yeah, understood. And I've always, my intention, not cutting you short, my intention is to answer information that I know of. If I don't know the answer at the time, make sure next week's show I will go ahead and do my homework and provide that caller with that answer.
All right, no problem. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Have a good evening. Thank you for calling.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling. Speak on it. Good evening.
Good evening, Kadisha.
Good evening.
Like a couple of callers earlier, I'm calling from overseas. The Alan Shah state government have been telling the people and showing you what they've been doing all through this term.
That is correct,
so
sir.
This guy was living on the rock or he was in prison. Okay? That guy is talking nonsense. The Alan Shah regime have been showing people what they've been doing all through the day one. This guy just came out from or just came out from Little Rock. Those guys against that. Okay? I live overseas. I'm calling from overseas. And I can tell you what's going on down there. They do, let people know. So don't listen to those guys, they're just damn wicked. Don't worry about them because they're just damn wicked, okay? I can tell you again, I'm calling from overseas. And everything that can make it country. Unlike Kelly Anthony and the SLP. That takes a lot of secret deals. Okay? And these are Seabed all can stop and Pipeline and Russian on butter crap. And 50% crap all can okay? Don't listen to them, Kadisha. They're haters, they're wicked. They're children of Satan. Have a good night.
Thank you so much, caller. Thank you so much for pointing out that the Alan Shastley-led administration, we have gone ahead and provided St. Lucians with all the information that they require. We are not a government who fights the media. We on a weekly basis we provide the information to the media houses, where at Office of the Prime Minister we keep a meeting with the media and provide them with all information that happened the previous week and the coming week. So I want to thank you for giving me the encouragement to continue on with what I am doing. Like I have said before, I am not fazed, I am not moved by anything any of these labor hawks would say. Week after week I will come back and provide the information. They will be on the live doing the usual may present the calling of names. That will not faze me. We have another call. Thank you for calling. Speak on it. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Kanisha?
Yes.
I didn't know you were part of the government. I didn't know you were part of the government. You say in my government, we?
It is my party. It is our government, rather. It is our government. No matter if you don't support the government or not, it is your government. Are you still there, caller? I lost the line. Another caller, thank you for calling. Speak on it.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Mr. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for calling. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Mr. I have a little question to ask. It's a concern. The concern is there was some news report coming out. Now, you might say it's a talk show who came out with it, but it is very concerning that what came out with Miss Nancy Child and the CMO. We have not heard the Prime Minister come out and make a statement about that. Neither have we heard from Miss Nancy Child. Is there any intention of the Prime Minister to come out and speak? Because this is something very, very serious. I think in such a time like this, it is putting the lives of St. Lucians at risk. This is a dangerous, dangerous move by an individual. It doesn't matter who did it, but it is a very dangerous move. Does the Prime Minister have any intentions of coming out and speak to that issue?
Okay, I have no information on what you speak of, sir, but I will do whatever it is required to do to verify what you're speaking of. But as of right now, I have no information on what you speak of.
Okay. One other question I have for you is that based on what is happening around the world.
Hello?
Hello? I will call to make a contribution towards that show there, please.
Okay, go ahead. Thank you for calling.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, sir. Thank you for calling.
You said the government is transparent to all what they're doing, right?
That is correct.
Is that correct? Okay, let me ask you. How many passports did Alan Shaftner give to T.O.R. King?
Alan Shaftner gave passport to T.O.R. King. Where did you get that information,
Yes,
sir?
Hello?
Allow me to speak. Are you taking your news from Richard Frederick and bringing onto the show?
No, hold on.
No, because this is the only person I've heard with that information. And I'm too wondering where he got it from.
I call you. Give me a chance.
Yes, and it's my show.
Didn't Alan Shaftner give T.O.R. King 1,000 acres of land?
I have no information on that, sir.
No information on that. The DSH is not about that?
No information on that, sir.
How many passports have we have sold so far for CIP? How many passports have we sold for CIP so far?
So once you want to verify that information, I do not have that information on hand as of this moment. I do not have the information. Allow me to speak. Allow me to speak, and then I'll allow you to.
No, but
okay?
I called to ask you questions, you know. I called to ask you questions.
And like I said to you, I've answered you that I have no information as it relates to.
So why you want the show? Because these are the questions we want to hear. Why you have that show? And you're ill-informed.
Sir, I can verify that information for you, but then a passport was sold to...
But you telling me something that's been...
Sir, allow me to... Sir, you ask a question. You ask a question. Do not speak over me. It's my show. Okay, you don't...
You were telling me or solutions you have no information on DSH? Huh?
Sir, a passport was sold to Jufali, and that information we had no information on that passport being sold. Okay, you come in to argue with me. I'll have to end the call. There are so many calls coming in. Thank you for calling. Speak on it. Okay, the call's coming in. Good evening. Thank you for calling. Speak on it.
Hi, good night.
Good night.
Hello?
Good night. Go ahead.
You can hear me?
Clearly. Go ahead.
Okay, so my contribution, right, is the fact that I have two things to say. The income support program is only for persons who are in and around the tourism sector. There are persons outside of the tourism sector who are unemployed, one, and who are not NIC contributors. Why hasn't the government provided support for them, for these persons? And my second issue is the fact that Nancy Charles has identified herself as a political appointee, yet still she's being paid with taxpayers' money. I want to highlight that this is illegal. And if Nancy Charles is a political appointee, the UWP party should be paying her for the work that she does. Thank you.
Okay, with reference to your very first question, I think that you don't have the information that have been provided with reference to the income support program. The program is not for only persons who work around the tourism sector. There's also hairdressers who can apply for the program, barbers, construction workers, musicians, restaurant operators, as well as vendors and agro-processors. So that information is not, the information that you have received is not the correct information as it relates to the income support program. So once you are a non-contributor to NIC and you have been affected by COVID-19 pandemic, you can go ahead and apply for the program. Let's take our last call this evening. Thank you for calling. Speak on it.
Hello.
Hi. Go ahead, caller.
Oh,
Hello, good afternoon.
Good evening.
Yes, I would like to say to you, Ms. Flavian, that no passports was sold to Jofali. I would like you to understand that because on your show, I find you're very misleading on your show. No passports was sold to Jofali. Jofali was an ambassador. You need to get it correct. And I would like to ask you, Ms. Flavian, why a British Airways flight came into St. Lucia yesterday and a government minister was allowed to take her son and everybody else was allowed to go to quarantine? These are the questions you have to answer and tell the people. I want you to tell us again why we had a laptop program, Ms. Flavian, right? And now government of St. Lucia, it was stopped. And government of St. Lucia is now asking people to bring in devices during that time of COVID. These are things you really have to answer to us, Ms. Flavian, on the show, please. And I would like to make a point to you that Jofali was never sold a passport. He was an ambassador to our country, right? These are the things that you have to answer. Why was the distress fund stopped by government of St. Lucia? These are the things we want you to answer on the show. Just like Norbert is a political, and I like what the caller was saying before about Nancy Charles. And you don't seem to answer that, but you all fall under the same party. We want you to answer these questions. It's so blatant.
With reference to the answer relating to Nancy Charles, Nancy is a political appointee.
Thank you,
and a political appointee, the government of the United Workers' Party is not the only government who has hired political appointees. So that question is irrelevant.
So can you tell us who are the other political appointees from previous administrations?
You should do your homework.
No,
I am not mentioning. I am not here to mention anyone's name. The people who have been political appointees, they know themselves. I am not here to mention anyone's name. Thank you for calling. Okay, so we are a minute past the hour of 7. This is the end. We have come to the end of our program here this evening on Speak On It. I want to thank each and everyone who have called I want to thank each and everyone who have called and tuned in to the program. Thank you so much for being with me this evening. And we will be back here again on Monday, same place, same time, where we speak on it. Thank you so much.
Let them talk, keep them talking. Hey, we're gonna keep them talking. Got a lot more coming. We're gonna keep them talking. Laugh when they're talking, yeah.